Okay, so what you saw there was an accident, I guess you'd call it, an unfortunate accident. So there's a local tree service guy here who doesn't like to take his wood and dump it out at the city dump, and I don't blame him. There's a lot of good wood. So earlier today, right over there, that street behind there, he was cutting up this pear tree. So So I thought, sweet, I'll take a load of pear, split it down, make some smoking wood, or sell it in bundles or something, no big deal. Well, then they got here, and my truck and my white trailer over there were parked right here, so they backed into the driveway and they laid it about halfway into my neighbor Miss Pam's yard. Luckily she's a good neighbor, so I told her I'd get it done tonight. Well, I was going to cut it up, move it tonight, and then lo and behold, I come out the garage later this afternoon and they dumped that load of oak. Pretty sure it's oak. This here, they dumped it here. So I winched the first two big logs up with the winch on the trailer, and that was too slow. So I thought I might have enough gas in me to get the saw out. So the first saw you saw there was my Husqvarna 55. It's a 1997 model. Runs pretty good. You heard it four-stroking a little bit. I haven't had it out in a while. And I know everybody says, oh, if you want humidity, go to Florida. Here in South Missouri right now, it's 10 after 7. It's cooled down to 91 degrees and the humidity is about 70%. And as you can see, it's pretty sweaty. It's just ugly hot out here. There's almost no breeze. You see my flag over there is moving a little bit now finally, but there is virtually no breeze. So I just wanted the pear for here because I've got the Wolf Ridge Express bundler in there. I was going to cut these into small pieces and split them into small pieces and either sell them maybe, you know, for a little camping wood or some smoking wood. I've also got some, that's all from a tulip tree, which is 2 houses up right there between that Toyota and that Corvette. A big chunk of it come down a couple weeks ago, and that's the better part of the big chunks that come out of my neighbor's tree. And he's an elderly gentleman, and he was cool with me just cutting it up for him and hauling it off, so I did. So as you can tell there, I got a little slow and stumbly. I'm out of gas. I've been mowing and working in this crap. I think it got to 96 today. Same humidity, Florida. It's July in Missouri, and you basically need gills to breathe here. So I don't care about your saltwater humidity. Florida's cute. Missouri sucks in the summer. So I'm going to take this out to the wood yard, which is where I really wanted all this wood, and get rid of this first load, and I'll work on that pear. I may do a video. I'll work on that pear tomorrow. So the second saw you saw there was my Husqvarna 372 with a 24-inch bar. The 55 has a 20-inch bar. And you know, for a 3.3 horsepower saw, it holds its own. It has a ported muffler, and that's all I've done to it. And it sounds like, obviously, it needs a little carb tune. But she cuts good. It was the first saw I ever bought myself as an adult male, and I've cut a lot of really big stuff with it. And yes, now that I've used the 372, the 55 is just slow and pointless, but I keep it around for a limit. I limb with the 372. You saw me cut a bunch of little stuff there. 372 cuts fine. That chain I was using on the 372 is one I grabbed off the bench. It's one I was actually ripping some sycamore yesterday with, and so I knew it was getting pretty dull, and you saw there towards the end it just wasn't wanting to cut anymore. It was getting pretty dull, so I need to sharpen it. I didn't feel like putting a new chain on for just this little bit. I knew that chain would cut, and it did. So that's the short version. So sun's setting. I'm gonna go get rid of this load of wood, bring it back, drop the trailer off, and then tomorrow I'll cut this pear up, and I may take it out to the wood yard. I'll probably keep some of it. There's some small logs here. I'll keep some of it here. Sorry guys, I'm sweating like crazy and stuff. So I'll keep some of it here, and I'll split it down. I'll make a video of that. I use my little 6-ton electric splitter. I'll split it down and use it for some firewood. So that's all I've got. Jason, all wood burns. Catch you later.